Hey guys, this is Strong K and welcome to my first impressions of Home, a unique horror adventure by Benjamin Rivers. So yeah, those are the controls. I'm going to talk about them in a second. And actually the game suggests that you play it while wearing your headphones and having the lights turned off, and I actually dare you to do that because this game is scary as fuck. Especially for people like me. You know, I'm a huge wuss when it comes to horror type of games. I got Amnesia installed on my hard drive, and once I'm smashed enough to actually, give it a shot, I may do so. But yeah, that's type of like the guy I am, actually. Anyway, so, the game controls as follows. Using the arrow keys, we can, like, walk back and forth here. This is sort of like a side-scrolling adventure type of game. With the up key, we can, hold up our flashlight and then examine what's up there. So there may or may not be objects hidden in the upper part of the screen. And then with the space key, we interact with objects in the world. Whenever we may do so, those objects feature like a white silhouette, like the store now. And that is familiar, I guess. Not only doors but also like objects such as this body, and once we've examined them, they feature this kind of like grayish outline, but nevertheless we can like examine them again and get closer information of what's going on. Okay, yeah, graphically speaking, this clearly goes for like a more like pixel type of 16-bit graphic presentation here. Not unlike, and this is actually the first game that this reminds me of, a Lone Survivor by Jasper Byrne. Although I have to say, Lone Survivor is a horror game, it is more of a survival horror game. Meaning that, let's get the hell out of here. Meaning that, a major portion of the game is actually your, inventory micromanagement, gathering food to regain health, conserving ammo, finding enemies, that kind of stuff. And, Home does not feature that a lot, actually. It's actually more about, finding out what's going on here, unraveling the events and basically finding out how you fit into all of this. This is actually one of the the focus of this game. And secondly, you have to escape this place because apparently there's a murderer on the loose and you do not want to fall victim to him or her. So, in that it is not unlike and this is the second game that this reminds me of, and this may come as a surprise to some of you. Yeah, right. Fragile Memories, Farewell Ruins of the Moon. I'm basically just gonna pick up everything here. Because basically that was a game that was released I think 2 years ago, 2010. It came out on the Wii and was more or less about you being one of the last survivors on Earth after a huge cataclysm, and you had to figure out A, what was going on, what has happened really, and B, finding other survivors and I'm sorry, I just got scared there. Although this game featured combat, it was not too hard, really. It was not too taxing on the player. It's not like you had to apply a lot of strategic thinking there. The combat was more or less easy for the most part. Of course, you had your boss fights, but all in all, those are basically just to spice up the gameplay. It was more about like being the last or one of the last people on Earth, and the human condition, and this is what I think it has in common with Home, because the game wants you to figure out what's going on here, and not so much about fighting like the murderer and stuff like that. And actually the game does this by you have like, it presents you with certain sections of the game. Like we just completed this house thing here, so if we want to climb back up there, we simply can't. So that means that whatever we're like, all the clues that we've been able to collect so far, we have. All the objects that we are able to collect, we also have, and whatever we left there is just, you know, there, basically. And obviously the things that we collected, we can, you know, put to use later on in the game. You know, such as, for example, this handgun. You know, by the way, this is like a horror type of game. Survival, yeah, has like a survival theme to it. So yeah, definitely gonna pick up this handgun because you know, who the fuck wouldn't? This is basically a no-brainer. Right. And what I actually like about this game, other than, you know, that it's kind of scary and has this like very you know, frightening feel to it, is actually the way that the story is told. And you know, like, there's this paradigm where there's this like you know, yeah, theory or whatever, that a good thriller actually takes place in your head rather than on screen. And this is really true for Home, and actually you know, in more than one way. Sorry for just like skipping through this. I hope you'll forgive me. If you actually want to read the on-screen text, you may choose to pause it. You know, I'm not going to read this out for you. Also partially because, you know, I actually want you guys to experience this, because I really think this is a cool game. If you haven't guessed this already. Yeah, so basically, you know, like, played through, also you get like a lot of value for your money here. I think currently this game goes for $3 right now. It is on Steam sale, so you know, it's 15% off. Currently only available on Steam. There used to be a boxed version of the game, you know, that featured like a map and like a hint book and stuff like that. Yeah. But you know, unfortunately, that sold out. So I also just got the Steam copy. You know, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Okay, and in addition to this, you know, like we can see here, it also features like more or less like, you know, classic type of adventure puzzle. So we got the rope now that we can attach to the ladder and then safely climb down. You know, incidentally also closing this part of the game. So whatever we, you know, did not manage to pick up there, it's just left there. So yeah, you know, in summation, I highly recommend this game. Really cool. If you like horror games, survival horror games, pick it up, because, you know, if only it is for something else, you know, in this genre, that, you know, it's not your run-of-the-mill type of horror game, you know, you might be in for a surprise, and for that kind of money you could do a lot worse. Also, if you do not like horror games that much, also pick it up, because basically this is not your run-of-the-mill horror type of game, meaning that I think if you're interested in sort of like you know, story type of game, like, you know, narrative, an interesting narratology, basically, you know, this is highly recommended, and you will know what I'm talking about once you finish the game. You know, I played it for like, the first playthrough took me 90 minutes to finish, and it has actually a high replay value, because once you finish it for the first time, you know, you always like, it keeps you like, you know, wanting to look for clues to you know, further uncover what actually is going on in this city, and yeah, you know, like piece together like a big picture sort of thing, and actually figure out how you fit into that. So really highly recommend it. Yeah, good job, Benjamin Rivers. You know, this guy seems to be sort of like a polymath type of person. You know, he has released he published a graphic novel, has released a game based thereon, you know, has released other games, and then, you know, is a web designer. So yeah, hats off, really good job here. And for that kind of money, you know, you would be insane to not pick it up. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this little, you know, first impression here. If you did so, I'd love to see you, you know, on my channel, and yeah, thanks for watching, and hope to see you soon. Alright, bye.